The highly anticipated fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson has a new date. They'll face off in AT&T Stadium on November 15th. That fight was originally scheduled for July, but Tyson recently suffered a flare-up of an ulcer that impacted his training schedule.
I have to stay locked in, and that's why we're here today.
JJ, 1-2.
And put it all on the line, but no matter what you do, you can't beat me. It's a passing of the torch, and with the utmost respect, I'm gonna f you up.
Nice left hook. Up.
Was good for today. Yeah.
Paramedics had to tend to Tyson while he was on board the plane. Mike Tyson's return to the ring will have to wait. Organizers announced his match against YouTuber Jake Paul has been postponed due to medical issues.
In a clash that's set to shake the sports world, social media star Jake Paul and boxing legend Mike Tyson will step into the ring for what is arguably one of the most unexpected and controversial matchups in boxing history.
And if he wants to fight me, of course I'm gonna say yes.
Mike Tyson's name is synonymous with boxing greatness. Known for his unmatched ferocity and devastating knockout power, Tyson carved out a legendary career with a record of 50 wins, 6 losses, and 44 knockouts. His journey to fame began at age 20 when he became the youngest heavyweight champion in boxing history. With his powerful build, lightning-quick punches, and his signature peekaboo style, Tyson dominated the heavyweight division for years, and he is remembered as one of the most formidable fighters to ever step into the ring. While Tyson hasn't fought professionally in nearly 2 decades, his recent exhibition match against Roy Jones Jr. in 2020 showed glimpses of his enduring power and agility. Though the upcoming fight with Jake Paul was initially scheduled for July, it was delayed after Tyson reportedly lost consciousness on a flight. Now, Tyson is fully recovered and eager to prove he's still a force to be reckoned with.
That fight was originally scheduled for July, but Tyson recently suffered a flare-up of an ulcer that impacted his training schedule.
Well, first of all, you don't know how old you are. Somebody told you how old you are. Julius Caesar had a big ego. He wanted the extra month, so he said, I'm going to create July. So how old are you? These people are creating months and years to make people a certain particular age. You really don't know how old you are. You don't know how old, I don't know how old I am. People design their own calendar. So we don't know how old we are. We know what people tell us how old we are. We know what people tell us we should be retired by this age. That's what they tell us. Our man's biggest downfall is to believe he has limitations. And that's what we do when we believe we're a certain amount of age. I don't think I'm 58. Do you think I feel 58? When I'm fighting them young niggas in the gym and they're bashing me, them big strong bashing them back. You think I feel 58?
So are you nervous for Jake? Fight. And this is the baddest planet. So yeah. Hell yeah. Ever.
Anything you want to say to Mike? Maybe ask him not to hurt Jake.
It's gonna be okay.
Many believe that Tyson's experience, coupled with his well-documented commitment to training, will allow him to outmaneuver and outclass his much younger opponent. For Tyson, this fight isn't just a spectacle. It's a testament to his legacy and a statement that even at 58, he remains one of the all-time greats.
How much, at 58, right?
Yes.
How much at this stage in life do you enjoy doing this stuff, or is the business just too good to walk away from?
This fight is not going to change my lifestyle financially. I'm a fighter. I feel good. I can do it. I feel I can beat this guy.
Come on.
Paul's sole career loss came at the hands of Tommy Fury, brother of heavyweight champion Tyson Fury, but this setback only intensified his training. Under the guidance of top-tier coaches, Paul has refined his technique, enhanced his power, and sharpened his footwork, silencing critics who once saw him as merely a social media star dabbling in boxing. He's known for his resilience and ability to push through challenging fights, often surprising spectators with his mental toughness and willingness to face adversity.
Don't charge at me, Tyson. Drink Kelsey.
The stakes in this fight extend far beyond the records. For Mike Tyson, it's a chance to showcase his enduring talent and strength. A win against Paul would solidify his legacy even in his later years, while a loss might cast doubt on the viability of fighters returning to the sport at an advanced age. For Jake Paul, this fight is a defining moment. A victory over a boxing legend could silence his critics once and for all and open doors to even more high-profile matchup, but a loss could validate doubts about his legitimacy as a pro boxer, especially especially against fighters with proven track records.
It's a very even fight, to be honest. It's even because of the age of Mike Tyson.
Okay.
I think it's an even fight because of the age of Mike Tyson. He's completely, obviously, out of his prime. When in his prime, most of his fights were almost attempted murder. So literally, Jake would have stood a chance. Nobody would even commission or sanction a fight against him and Mike Tyson. And Jake's always on a win-win situation. He's fighting guys that, if he lose, you lost to this guy, you lost to Tyree, you lost to Anderson Silva, you lost to Nick Diaz or Nate Diaz or whatever. So he's always in a position where if he wins, he goes up. If he loses, it's like, okay, he took a risk, he took a chance.
Tyson's workouts have focused on regaining his power, speed, and endurance. Known for his rigorous approach to conditioning, Tyson has incorporated both old school and modern techniques to prepare for the fight. His training videos, which have gone viral online, reveal that his signature power punches are still very much intact.
Day 2, we're getting ready for you. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Paul's camp, led by experienced trainers, has focused on simulating Tyson's fighting style. With specialized sparring partners mimicking Tyson's moves, Paul's team has prepared him to counter Tyson's renowned aggression. Paul's training includes agility drills, intense cardiovascular workouts, and technical sparring sessions, all of which have sharpened his skill set and prepared him for Tyson's powerful punches.
August, I'm back, baby.
Former champion James Toney said Mike Tyson would knock Jake Paul out in 30 seconds. He stated Paul wasn't ready for the pressure Tyson would bring and couldn't handle the level of skill and power Tyson possessed. Toney made it clear that Tyson would dominate effortlessly, with Paul being outmatched from the start.
I'm still the baddest MF in the world, period. Period. Jake Paul don't want to see me. He's in his damn mouth. Jake Paul.
Who wins, Mike Tyson or Jake Paul?
Come on, no, you need to slap yourself for that. You know damn well Mike will knock that motherfucker out within 30 seconds.
30 seconds?
30 seconds. Jake Paul.
Oscar De La Hoya voiced doubts about Tyson's ability to last throughout a fight, although he conceded that Tyson still had the potential to land a knockout, particularly in the early rounds. De La Hoya also took aim at Jake Paul's choice of opponents, claiming Paul has largely picked fighters who offer him an edge instead of facing real challenges. Nevertheless, he acknowledged that Tyson's knockout power could still catch people off guard.
It's not going to be dangerous for Tyson. It will not be dangerous for Tyson because, I mean, Tyson's been up in the ring with, monsters. He has a chin. He can. I'm sure he can go 6 rounds, 7 rounds, 8 rounds. But I'm just concerned about, Tyson's legacy. That's it.
Yeah, if Jake catches him with something, he is 57.
You just don't know. I've never seen a 57-year-old fighter up in the ring, against a strong guy, a strong bull like Jake Paul. So it's.
Is that good or bad for boxing if Jake finds a way to knock him out, yet alone beat him?
I think it'll be. I think it'll be sad for Tyson.
Jay Swingler stated he believes Jake Paul would beat Mike Tyson, despite Tyson being a beast. He explained that Tyson has changed, becoming more calm and spiritual, and no longer has the same aggressive mentality. Swingler felt Tyson's more peaceful outlook, including his podcast and use of psychedelics, would affect his performance in the ring, giving Paul the advantage.
I think Jake Paul beats Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is a beast, though. He's still a beast, and I think the problem with Mike Tyson is, I don't think he's got the dog anymore. He's turned into a nice guy. He's gone to spirituality and all this stuff now. Guy does ayahuasca and mushrooms on podcasts. So
Lawrence Okoli expressed concerns about the potential fight, acknowledging that while Mike Tyson is much older, he could still pose a serious danger. He suggested that Jake Paul might be motivated to beat a legend like Tyson, which raised worries for Tyson's safety. Okoli concluded that it it would be intriguing to see how the fight played out.
I think it's still going to be dangerous. I'm actually quite worried because Mike Tyson's a lot older, and Jake Paul's the type of person that I think he would love nothing more than to be able to say I knocked out Mike Tyson and blah 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 blah. So I'm quite worried for Mike Tyson, but let's see.
Tyson Fury called the event a fantastic spectacle, noting that critics are likely jealous, especially if they're not involved or profiting. He praised both Mike Tyson for still performing at his age and Jake Paul for bringing attention to boxing. Fury pointed out that Paul excels at selling tickets, creating controversy, and gaining followers, even if he's not as skilled as Tank Davis.
Anyone who don't think it's a fantastic event is jealous. Mainly people who ain't getting paid from it will be jealous, obviously, because it's not them. So they would probably speak bad about it, but obviously I'm not involved in it, I'm not getting paid from it, but I can see a massive event on a large scale when I see it, and I can appreciate that. I appreciate Mike performing at his age, and I appreciate Jake performing and bringing so many eyeballs to boxing. Someone asked me before, who's a better fighter, Tank Davis or, not a better fighter, who's better, at Tank Davis or Jake Paul? So, immediately, yeah, the normal layman would say, oh, Tank Davis is better. But better at what? Is he better at selling tickets? Is he better at selling stadiums out? Is he better at creating controversy? Is he better at getting followed on Instagram? Is he better at putting more eyeballs on the boxing? Is he better than him at that? The answer would be no. But is he better at him in a fight? It has to be really, you have to break it down. You know what I mean?
Fury also noted that YouTuber boxing has changed the sport, giving people from all backgrounds a chance to make money. He mentioned the example of two 55-year-olds earning significant paydays, something unheard of a decade ago. For Fury, this shift has made boxing more accessible and profitable for many.
So I think the YouTuber boxing has brought a lot to the game. It's changed it, it's evolved it over the years. I saw two guys like 55 years old, £500 each the other day, fighting and making money, made like 400 or 500 grand each. That is unbelievable. 10 years ago that would never happen, never. Now, anybody from any background can go in a fight with somebody and make dough. Pay the bills, provide for the family. That's fantastic.
Nate Diaz backed Mike Tyson, calling him the greatest of all time. Diaz believes Tyson has seen it all and knows exactly what he's capable of.
Mike Tyson's the GOAT, man. So I'm on Mike Tyson's side, so we'll see what happens.
Do you think Mike could take kind of...
I think he's seen it all, yeah, I think he knows.
David Coldwell said most people will be hoping that an older Mike Tyson still has enough in the tank to defeat Jake Paul. He added that if the fight happens, Tyson would likely have the upper hand.
The majority of people will be praying that an old Mike Tyson has still got it in the tank to smash him to bits. And so the fight's made. If it goes ahead and it happens, then go on, Mike.
Ricky Funes acknowledged that Mike Tyson is 60 years old, but believes he still has the power, especially with his training. He pointed out that while the fight might be an exhibition, there's still a risk of someone getting hurt.
Tyson's what, 60 years old? But I'm sure he still has that power. You know, he's trained. You know, it's an exhibition, but still someone could get hurt.
Carl Frosch criticized the fight, stating Jake Paul isn't a real boxer and lacks the skills of a true fighter. He predicted Tyson would struggle against Paul's youth and likely lose within 4 or 5 rounds. While Frosch acknowledged Paul's financial success and ability to attract an audience, he called the fight a disgrace to boxing. He also took a shot at Paul's marketing, attributing the success of the prime drink more to Jake's brother than to Jake himself.
I've said it many times before, Jake Paul cannot box. He's not a pugilist. He swings away. He's absolutely... No. It's just a shame that it's come to this.
Yeah.
It'd be absolutely fantastic if Tyson goes in there and puts a whooping up and lands a couple of shots, and that's probably half the sell. People are going to buy it thinking, oh, what if Mike Tyson catches him? But the reality is, I don't think he's going to be allowed to catch him. I think it's going to be a one-sided whooping, and Jake Paul's going to beat him probably in 4 or 5 rounds because Mike Tyson will get absolutely knackered and probably fall over. So what do I think of the fight? I think it's a disgrace. Listen, they're all making money. I've got no problem with Jake Paul making money. He's got his teeny bopper demographic audience that I think is the best thing since sliced bread, drinking that fucking poison, that prime. It's fucking horrible, but what a marketing genius that was.
Yeah.
I think it's more his brother than him. But still, the fight shouldn't be happening. and it's bad for boxing.
Myris Breedis expressed concern about the fight, pointing out that Mike Tyson is 56 years old and that at his age, it's more like a fight with grandpa. Breedis disagreed with the matchup, calling it very dangerous for Tyson, especially given the toll age takes on the body.
How old is Mike Tyson? 56?
Ladies and gentlemen, our
57.
next two fighters.
And it's not serious because I feel what's happening with my body in the 39, and that's why 57 it's like fight with grandpa. No, I disagree for this fight because it's very dangerous for Mike Tyson health.
Canelo Alvarez criticized the Tyson-Paul fight, stating it harms boxing's integrity. He argued that celebrity matchups turn the sport into a spectacle rather than showcasing real skill, which could distort the public's perception of boxing. Alvarez expressed concern that these events might undermine the seriousness of the sport, especially for younger fans who could see them as representative of boxing as a whole.
Tyson, interest you, and how do you see that fight going down in July?
Not at all. Not at all.
Not really. Not even interested.
No, nothing.
Do you think it's good for boxing? Not good for boxing?
No.
A lot of people think that Netflix is good for boxing.
I think Netflix is good for boxing, but at that special fight, I think Netflix is doing something wrong there. I think Netflix being involved, yes, is good, but no in that kind of fights. I think it's more show than a fight.
And he wins his last fight, and he of course calls you out, and then 2 days later he's fighting a near 60-year-old Mike Tyson.
Yeah. At this point, I'm not interested in that kind of.
Ricky Hatton left no ambiguity in his assessment of the fight. Speaking with the Action Network, Hatton highlighted Tyson's remarkable condition despite his age and warned of the knockout power that made him one of the most feared heavyweights in boxing history. I think if Mike hits him, he'll knock him into the middle of next week, Hatton stated. He was visibly impressed by Tyson's agility and explosiveness, noting, "He looks very fast and very explosive. He looks fantastic for his age." Hatton also suggested that Paul's strategy should focus on avoiding Tyson's early onslaught. If you're in Jake Paul's corner, you would think, he is 58 years old, and I'm just gonna give him the first 2 rounds, jab and move, keep out of his range, and hopefully he will gas. You'd expect him to at his age, Hatton said. If the fight goes to the later rounds, Paul's chances could increase, but Hatton firmly believes that Tyson's best shot lies in an early knockout. He concluded, "Mike will probably put all of his eggs in one basket and start early. I can see Mike by knockout if he is to win, or if Jake is going to win, then he will win on points." Adi Oladipo strongly disapproved of the upcoming Tyson-Paul fight, admitting he might watch out of curiosity but feeling the matchup made no sense. He pointed out that at 58, Tyson hasn't fought professionally since 2005, with his last win in 2003. Oladipo noted that Tyson isn't in peak condition, referencing a recent video of Tyson in a wheelchair. He questioned the logic behind the fight, emphasizing the age and condition gap between Tyson and the young, strong Jake Paul. While he acknowledged Jake's opportunity, Oladipo remained critical of the fight itself.
Probably I'd watch 2 guys falling out of a pub fighting though, so I don't know if it means so much me saying yes I would watch it, but I hate it. I absolutely hate the fight. It makes no sense to me. Mike Tyson's 58 years of age. He hasn't fought since, I mean, unless we're counting the Roy Jones fight professionally, since 2005. Hasn't won a fight since 2003. And he's not like he's a fit 58-year-old either. This isn't a guy that could run 2 marathons back to back. He clearly had health problems, and I remember a video recently, I think it was about 6 or 7 months ago, where he was in a wheelchair. What's he doing? I honestly don't understand it at all. I mean, Jake's a young, healthy, fit, strong, big guy that can actually box a bit and punch, so I don't quite get it.
Rampage Jackson expressed strong support for Mike Tyson, his favorite boxer, despite Tyson's health issues and aging. He stated that while anything can happen in the ring, he wouldn't bet against Tyson, emphasizing his loyalty and admiration for Tyson's legacy as a champion.
Man, I'd never bet against Mike Tyson. He's my favorite boxer.
Yeah. You think he can, he's had a health scare and everything. He's only getting older.
Yeah. Father time undefeated, but you know what I'm saying, I still ain't gonna go against Mike Tyson against Jake Paul. Anything can happen in the boxing ring, but I ain't gonna go against Mike Tyson.
Travis Kelsey expressed his support for Jake Paul, citing his youth, but found it strange to say so. He leaned toward Jake for the win, but was unsure about a knockout, questioning if knockouts were permitted. Kelsey also noted he had never seen Mike Tyson get knocked out.
Cleveland kid, even though
Mike is, golly, I feel silly saying that, but I'll take Jake with the youth.
Knockout?
I don't know about a knockout. Are they allowed to knock each other out?
Yes, they are.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
They'll fight.
I don't know about a knockout, man. I've never seen Mike get knocked out.
Roy Jones Jr. mentioned that if Tyson isn't in shape, Jake Paul, who weighs 230 pounds, could use his size to push Tyson back and avoid big shots early on. He emphasized that the fight's outcome depends on Tyson's preparation. Jones noted that if Tyson trains seriously as he did for their match, he should be able to defeat Jake, given that Tyson remains a tough target and a strong puncher when fit. However, if Tyson underestimates Jake, he might be in for a surprise.
All depends on what happens. If they fight a real fight and Mike is in shape, like he got in shape for me, it's gonna be very problematic for Jake Paul. If he's not in shape and Jake's 230 and Jake know how to push him back and not get caught with those big shots early, Jake can win the fight. So it all depends on what's happening. I don't really know what's happening. I've seen small clips of Mike, but I don't know if Mike's sparring. I don't know what Mike is really doing. But if Mike takes it serious like he took with me, then he gonna take. I don't see Jake beating him because he's very hard to hit still when he's in shape. And he's still a very hard puncher when he's in shape. Now, is he gonna take it as serious, or is he gonna be like Fury took Ngannou and thought Ngannou wouldn't have a chance with him, and Ngannou shocked him? So you never know which one will show up. If he comes in underestimating Jake, he will be in for a rude awakening. But if he comes in and takes Jake serious, then he'll take Jake out.
Cedric discussed Mike Tyson's upcoming fight, noting that Tyson will be 59 when he steps into the ring, which he found remarkable. He expressed a desire to see Tyson deliver a great performance and acknowledged Tyson's focus and commitment to his training. Cedric also mentioned Tyson's past habits, particularly his heavy marijuana use, but remained optimistic that the fight will be interesting. He emphasized that boxing needs the energy and excitement Tyson brings at this stage of his career.
They said, what, Mike, 54?
He's 59. He'll be 58 or 59 when he go in the ring.
Oh, that's crazy right there. I mean, that's the thing, you don't want to see, you want to see him have a great performance. That's the one thing, and I think that he is, like, focused on it and tightened up. You know what I'm saying? And he's training hard.
Oh, yeah.
Because he had been smoking a lot of weed at one time.
Oh, yeah, bro.
And
you
can't
a lot
do
of weed
that
at 2 times.
Yeah. So so I think this is gonna be an interesting fight, man. I mean, boxing just needs some energy.
Adam Smith acknowledged Jake Paul's competitiveness and determination in boxing, which he found admirable. However, he raised concerns about Mike Tyson, stating that at his age, Tyson shouldn't be in the ring. While Tyson still has impressive hand speed, Smith pointed out that his legs and body no longer function as they once did, making it risky for him to face a fit and strong opponent like Paul. Smith also noted that despite Paul being far from Tyson's level, the fight remains an unusual matchup that will attract attention.
It is real, and it's a challenge, and it's a big competitive nature, and I think they've got that. And Jake Paul's trying to do something in boxing, which is admirable. The thing about this fight and the cynics are all out because Mike Tyson, should he be in the ring at this age and this stage? The answer is no. He's got incredible hand speed still. We've seen that on the pads, but the legs won't work like they used to. The body won't work like they used to, and it's worrying going in with a guy who's fit and strong, even though he was obviously, Jake Paul is nowhere near what Mike Tyson was. It's a completely odd fight, but it's an oddity that's going to be watched, and we're all going to be sort of half looking at it. The thing I like about the bill...
Smith also highlighted the serious match on the same bill, Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano, calling it a brilliant rematch in real boxing. He hoped that, despite the spectacle of Tyson versus Paul, the event would be safe, healthy, and ultimately a decent show without regret.
Is that Katie Taylor is fighting Amanda Serrano, so there is a serious fight. It was a cracker first time round. It's a brilliant rematch. So there's real boxing on the bill as well. But of course, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson is real because they've got the gloves on, and anything can happen in the ring. And we just hope they come out safe and healthy, and we get a decent spectacle, and not something that we come to regret.
So what are your thoughts on this? Share your thoughts in the comments section, and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video.